I used to dream about flying, about the air hitting me so hard that my lungs were perpetually full. I dreamed about the view from here, while soaring so high from that ample dose of adrenaline. But mostly, I dreamed about today. Every minute of preparation comes down to this moment. I'm not sure you can fathom how rapid time is. That 1/100th of a second that we've shed blood, sweat, and tears for. It's like, all of a sudden, time just stops. Silence echoes through this vortex of anticipation.
Ignition sequence start.
And then it starts. This is what it all comes down to. The smell of burnt rubber, the roar of the engine, and the countdown to the final race.
Hello there, we are back once again. It's Saturday night, the sun is out and I have made a return. My name's Lex, it's the Century Sim Racing Esports Series, it's round 10 and Jim Whitehouse is also with me again, like the good old days, James.
We're back. Oh, it's great to hear your voice, buddy.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be back. I've missed it last week.
Yeah, we missed you. You missed an absolute belter as well, I tell you what.
I believe I did, yeah, so give us a quick recap for last week.
Okay, so last week kind of had all of it, really. It was Silverstone, it was round 9. 2 races, obviously, of 15 minutes, preceded by a 10-minute quali and then a 5-minute practice. So race one started with Tony Draper on pole. He disappeared. You know, he absolutely cleared off. I think he won by 13 or 14 seconds in the end. It was an absolutely flawless performance from him. But in the midfield, the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth raged on the whole race. It was absolutely epic. I mean, there were laps where every single, all 4 of those drivers all held each of those positions on the same lap. It was
awesome.
Absolutely breathtaking. And then, of course, race 2, reverse grid, more of the same. Tony absolutely fought his way through. Brilliant drive from him, and he won the race again. Reese Catchmore came second in race 2, which was a great result for him. Yeah, absolutely fantastic racing. Very little, like no wheel banging or anything like that. Everyone was really on it, so I'm hoping more at the same time.
Good. So it's round 10. We're at Watkins Glen. Tell us a bit about this track, Jim, because it's not one I'm quite familiar with, to be honest.
Yeah, so Watkins Glen actually is it's an American track, so they do NASCAR and IndyCar and all that stuff here. It's in New York. As you can probably see, there's a big thing over the start-finish straight that says I Heart NY. We are in New York.
Yes. We are.
It's a
Never
great track. Not too long. We're using the short version of it today as well, so it's even shorter. The lap time is about a minute and a bit. Minute and a bit. Minute 2, minute 3, thereabouts. So we'll get plenty of laps in the time. It's very fast, very flowing. I think they're only on the brakes maybe twice. So it should be good. Lots of space for like overtaking on the outside.
Certainly does. I'm looking forward to this. I had a little look around the track before, and it's going to be some fun. So championship standings then. Obviously Tony Draper still at the top there. 181 points for him. Followed obviously Andy Chamber. Where am I? It's been a while. You can tell. Andy Archer, Leon Chambers, Tom Illingworth, Pete Harrod, Ollie Evans, James Cole, Stuart Lunnan, Reece Cashmore, Kyle Peters, newcomer, second race for him this week, and Cameron Reedy as well, down there with 1 point for Cameron. How did Kyle do in his first race last week?
Kyle, he did really nicely considering the fact that he literally only got in the car for the very first time ever in practice. So he finished at the back, but I watched him every lap picking up more and more pace, getting more and more confidence, and he was much more with it on Thursday night, which was really good to see.
Yeah.
I should say as well, we do have a couple of other newcomers tonight as well. We're joined by James Stokes and Max Chambers.
Excellent.
Which is I think Max actually is the brother of Leon Chambers, who's doing pretty well in the championship.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, this should be some fun. Don't forget, get on the comments on YouTube there as well. Let us know what your favourite bits are about this race. The whole season in general as well. It'd be good to get your comments on. But we're just about to start the good old quali. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got myself a nice coffee. There's no alcoholic beverages going down tonight, guys.
I would have loved an alcoholic beverage tonight. Oh man, it's really been the day for it.
You never know. It might that coffee might change very quickly. But we will see. We will see.
Yes,
anyway,
we will.
Drivers are getting ready for quali.
Everybody stampedes out the pit lane. Look at that.
It's just what you want, isn't it? Just what you want.
Yeah, they're all going to go ahead and do that thing that they always do and trip all the way over each other.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Right, 9 minutes left of this.
We do have a particularly busy grid tonight, actually. We've got all of the usual suspects and some newcomers, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm very excited for this. Hopefully, it should mean that race 2 is even spicier because it makes it harder for your race 1 winner to get through too easily.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It also makes it me harder to try and find the action on the track with this many cars. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna help you with that. I'll be watching out for it as well.
Okay, awesome. We'll definitely do our best and see how we get on. But yeah. Have you done much with your week, Jim? What have you been up to this week?
I actually, coincidentally, the week after this series finishes is the iRacing 24 Hours of Le Mans. So this week I've been sorting out my team, getting everything ready there, doing a load of practice for it, which has been great fun actually. I'm actually Team Century Sim Racing for this year's 24 is myself, Tony Draper, Ollie Evans, and Andy Archer. So
nice.
Yeah, we're all excited.
Oh, that should be some fun, shouldn't it? I'm looking forward to that. Do you know that isn't SpaceX supposed to be happening tonight? Are you into that type of stuff?
Yes, I really am. I'm actually super gutted that they cancelled it.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, because it would have been great for it to have not clashed with my with the DTM series.
Yeah, but I think it might be a little bit too light. I think, especially where I am anyway, to see it. But
yeah,
if you do see it, let us know. Get on the comments and let us know how it was. But yeah, well into that type of stuff.
Have you seen the spacesuits though? Like they couldn't have made them look less cool.
They're just a bit ridiculous, aren't they? Yeah. I'm gonna have to get a picture.
I can see the head because, of course, Kennedy Space Center is in Florida, so of course the head Florida man dresses like an idiot and fires himself into space.
Yeah, sounds like a night out into Liverpool. That, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes coming on the boards now as well. Tony Draper going out for another one there. That's who we're watching right now. Interesting to see what comes of this one. I've missed it. I've missed the racing this week. I'm back into it now.
Yeah, it was. I think I made a bit of a pig's ear of the broadcast last week as well. So yeah.
I don't think you did. I think you did. What is interesting is that when we started doing this, it would have been dark at this time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. How crazy is it, right? If let's just take a step back and think about how long we've been in lockdown and how, sort of everyone's minds are kind of turning to pudding and time and space don't mean a thing anymore.
Yeah.
This is round 10
This
of
is
this.
round 10.
We have done this every week for 10 weeks now.
That's insane.
And it hasn't clashed with either of us being at work.
I know. It's crazy. I just hope it continues that way.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know what I mean? But we'll
Well,
try
I
our
mean,
best.
I'd love to go back to work, but you know, I'd love for the world to go back to normal, certainly.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. If we can...
I honestly would more than happy keep living my life the way I am right now. 'Cause it's all racing and playing music, and I can't complain about any of that.
Excellent. Speaking of music, you can see the advert in the background there for your latest album. Just so
Oh,
you know.
lovely.
Which I had on, actually, while I was getting everything prepped.
Oh,
Yeah, just letting you know.
bit of the rival bones love.
Bit of the rival bones love. Anyway, it's quali. Just over 6 minutes left of it. Tony Draper putting a time in of 1:03.270 already. Sitting there in first. Not much of a gap between Max and Tony at the minute.
Yeah, it was very close, actually. I've actually got the results from Thursday night if you're interested. I'll take it now. So Tony went fastest with a 102.6.
So
James Cole
this
was
is the
second.
practice, right?
This is practice, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony with a 102.6. James Cole just behind him with a 102.8. He is on his way, but he might be a little bit late.
Okay.
Max Chambers a 103.1. Leon Chambers a 103.1. Andy Archer 103.2. Reese Cashmore 103.4. Tom Illingworth 103.8. Kyle Peters with a 104.1. And James Stokes with a 104.6. So it's not a big spread, not by any measure.
Well, we'll see how it goes for sure. I've got Pringles, if that's any consolation. They are.
It is.
Yeah, they're the what are they? Katsu curry. That's what I have. Because I'm
Very nice.
a bit weird like that, you know. But I do.
I dig
you
it.
know. So that's my little plan: is coffee, Pringles, and Century Sim racing as we watch Tony Draper flying around as he does, setting another. Has he improved there? Yeah, he has. Has he? No, same lap. You've got to remember my screen is so small. I'm trying. I need my glasses on for these lap times. I might have to do that.
So just very quickly, I want to add the skins that you made. Do I just drop the skin folder into the track folder?
Yeah, that's all you do.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to relaunch my set of courses so I can see all of your handiwork.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Just watch Max Chambers had a bit of a moment.
Max having a little bit of a moment. It's, there he is. He's in the pits now. Just under 5 minutes left, so... Oh, who's facing the other way there?
I know what we should do.
Kyle. Kyle's facing the other way. What should we do?
We should do a track guide.
That's a good shout, that.
I haven't considered that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me, give me a second to get this thing loaded back in, and then we will. I'll jump in and do that.
Okay. Sounds like an absolute plan. I'm just sorting out cameras. There's Kyle Peters. Don't think he looks like that in real life, but close enough. He's now got the car facing the right way, which is absolute, where you want to be starting. He's pointing in the right direction. Yeah, a track guide would be good, because I haven't actually seen the track in depth yet, so
Yeah.
It'll be new for me, which I enjoy.
So I've thrown the skins folder into the track folder, but I'm not sure I see any difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What if I've done this incorrectly?
So it should be in there's a production meeting on air, guys. You might not understand what we're on about, but just bear with us. It's in the actual, the track name. What's it called?
Yeah. Watkins Glen Shorts.
Yeah, inside that, and then you just throw in the main folder, skins, default, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, no bother. For now, it's. So do I throw it into the short one, or do I?
No, just the main. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just the main.
Right.
Main
Okay.
folder. I suppose you could do it into the short one in case it wouldn't really make any difference. I don't think. Anyway, 2 minutes left of quali. Tony Draper currently sitting at the top on a 1 minute 2.876. Leon Chambers currently sitting in second. Pete Harrod third, and Max Chambers in fourth after his little episode that he had a little bit earlier. He's getting himself back in it now. And Go ahead.
Shall I talk us through the lap?
Yeah, who are we going on with?
Pete Harrod, please. Pete Harrod.
Pete Harrod, here we go. All yours.
So we're heading down towards turn 1. It's slightly tighter on the exit than it looks, but ride all of that curb as much as you can, because you've got a very, very long drag. You're flat out through this right, then left. Quite a big incline there as well. Try not to scrub too much speed off as you run the car out wide here. Nice and gently on the wheel. This is going to be a big overtaking opportunity because it's such a long straight, but we're coming into the bus stop chicane here. Brake as late as you dare, down a couple of gears, ride the curbs as much as you can on the inside, and then you should be just about flat all the way through this long right-hander. And then, now normally you'd be heading down towards the left there, but we're going to skip that bit and go straight round. And we're coming towards the end of the lap already. You can see all this catch fencing here. That's quite a hallmark of American tracks. Is he flat through the left-hander? No, not quite. Gets it on the curb, bring it over to the left-hand side, down a gear, clip the curb on the inside and run it out as wide as close to the wall as you dare, and that is a pretty quick fire lap of Watkins Glen. It is a very quick lap, isn't it? It is interesting. Yeah. So Leon's probably going to get another lap in there. Currently his best a 1:03.288 from Leon. So Andy Archer hasn't got a lap in yet, has he?
Doesn't
I've just seen he's joined the server, but
Andy Archer. Yeah, he's not showing on my screen yet. Watching the new guy, classic Kyle Peters, setting out at a time of 1:05.52. Is that 5:20 it is? A little bit of a mishap from him at the beginning there. He's going to be kicking himself, but he's getting his head down and doing what he needs to do.
Right.
So drivers are now going to be finishing what is their last lap for quali.
So just reading the comments, Peter John Marr says, hey all, how are we doing, Peter John Marr? If you are watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. Say hello in the comments, we'd love.
Yeah, it would be nice to hear from you. Certainly would. So, just to clarify as well, 2 races. Oh, it's Tony Draper just crashing into the pits there. Yeah, so to clarify, race 1, obviously, standard grid, that's how it's going to rock and roll. 15 minutes, Jim?
Yes, absolutely. Swiftly followed by race 2, which is a reverse grid race, but the grid is decided by the reverse of the finishing order of race 1.
Awesome.
So
okay.
If Tony Draper wins race 1, he will start last in race 2.
Okay, awesome. So race is going to begin imminently, and we'll be with you in about 2 minutes.
Century Sim Racing is a motorsport virtual reality simulation racing centre. The idea being that you and your friends or your kids or whatever can come down, drive racing cars, race against each other on the limit and all that kind of stuff, but in a safe virtual reality environment.
The immersive experience of VR, even just racing with the 3 screens, all the feedback from all the pedals, steering wheel, just a great motorsports experience. Hopefully people can experience driving whatever they want, as fast as they want.
We use simulators a lot for training, so to have it here quite close to me means I'm probably going to be visiting quite a lot for a new track when I go to it.
I've loved it tonight at Century Sim. I've got a sim setup at home, but this is next level. And when you've got the VR on, it's really immersive, it's amazing.
I'm excited to work with the Century Sim guys because they're really nice and kind, and the technology is absolutely amazing.
I think it's the perfect place for networking events, birthday celebration, stag night, anything like that. Really good.
It's something that sort of works no matter how old you are. As long as you're having as long as you're up for a laugh, it's a good place to be.
We love Century Sim!
It's been pretty full throttle so far. It's been great though, I've loved every second of it and I'll do it all again.
So we are back. We're ready to nearly rock and roll for the first race of the Century Sim Racing DTM series at Watkins Glen International. My name's Lex. Got Jim with us as well, and he's going to do his best ever David Croft impression for the start of this race and get the excitement going more than I can right now.
Yes, I am. So we're just waiting for the lights to go out now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ollie Evans is disconnected from the server. That's disappointing.
That's a shame just at the start as well.
So we're still waiting for the lights to come on. Okay, lights are starting to come on now. There's Ollie Evans. Right, so 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights. Getting ready to go racing at Watkins Glen. Lights out. That's a great start from Tony Draper with a good drag off the line. Is that Pete Harrod is having a good look at him? He goes defensive, does Tony. That looks like Leon Chambers has snuck it up the inside as well. I think Reese Cashmore's interested in having a look. There's a little bit of contact there at the exit of turn 1, but Tony has got a clean getaway there. He's absolutely flying up the hill. Leon Chambers, though, is up to second. You've got Pete Harrod in third just behind him. He's going to be looking interested. He's close enough, certainly, to get a tow. Now, he's already alongside coming out of turn 4. Reese Cashmore looking interested in as well. They are 3 wide heading down the straight.
Look at
towards that's absolutely amazing. So who's going to blink first? Reese Cashmore goes a little bit, cuts the corner a little bit, makes it stick, though. Leon Chambers looking interested up the inside, going towards the long right-hander. This has been absolutely brilliant so far.
This is insane. Awesome stuff. I think Kyle as well took a little bit of a stumble. He's fell down to the back now, which is a shame for him. He's going to be kicking himself. I think he may have gotten nudged by somebody slightly, so we'll have to look at that in a bit. But look at this. Still chaos going on at the minute for second, third and fourth between Reese, Leon and Pete.
Well, this is what it was like at Silverstone last week. Leon now pulling a little bit of a gap. So I'm watching Reese. I'm looking at Reese Cashmore now. Of course, they're all in shot. So Reese has pulled a good gap in second as well. He did this in race 2 at Silverstone last year. Started on, I think he was second or third, and sort of marched off, everyone battling behind him, and then ultimately Tony was able to drag him in. But it was a really strong drive. So he's about a second up on Leon Chambers now.
Yeah. So we're currently watching.
Leon is not looking at Reese right now. He is looking at Pete Harrod
in his mirrors. Yeah. For sure.
He'll be ruining that poor start. Maybe it wasn't a poor start, it was just a really good start from Leon.
Yeah, potentially. We're on board with Pete Harrod right now as he's eyeing up Leon Chambers for a little bit of a knock on the door. Leon's probably got it covered at this stage, though.
Well, just a quick shout-out for Pete and fans of Pete. In the last week or so, he was crowned the iRacing World GT Champion.
Oh, congratulations to him. That's amazing news.
Mega. Yeah, fastest lap of the race, 103.1 for Tony Draper. Looks
Watching
like Pete is looking interested at
yeah.
Leon already. He's fakes down to the inside, sort of having a go at a bit of Mansell on PK sort of business.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
He's alongside now, going towards the uphill section. Yeah, he's made that stick.
He's got that.
Takes it out of turn 1, but of course Leon not out of this yet.
No, sure, he's still sticking with him.
Yeah, I'd say that Pete's probably got the line now, and Leon's not quite going to get it. He's a little bit ahead, but he's not got the line. So Pete makes it stick. That's really good. He runs a little bit wide though.
Yeah, he does. That's going to give Leon a little bit of a better exit. Excuse me.
The value of that battle is it brings Tom Illingworth and Max Chambers into play as well. This is great stuff.
For sure. Yeah. So 11 minutes left of this. There is going to be a second race after this, and the grid for that will be determined how this race finishes. So it does mix it up a little bit, and it's going to be quite exciting to see. So currently, Andy Archer will be the guy in first, and so on.
Yes, that's right. Tony absolutely marching away with this. Reese marching away from the guys behind him as well. The gap now 2 and a bit seconds, actually. This is really interesting. Like, Reese is really pleased that these guys are battling behind him. Although I must say, Pete Harrod has already pulled out a bit of a gap from Leon, so he's clearly hunting down Reese. He wants some points.
We are having some major lag on your audio there again, Jim.
Oh no!
Just to make you aware, I don't know if you need to make an adjustment on something maybe.
I don't know what I'd do, to be honest.
Well, when lockdown's over, maybe we can help each other in the same room for things like this. But this is what we deal with right now, so it's all good.
Tell you what I'm looking forward to, Lex, is I'm looking forward to the day that we can stand next to each other and commentate on a race.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun, and it will happen. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
Oh, I can't wait.
Watching Max Chambers now as well against Tom. Starting to knock on his door.
Yeah, this is a good battle, isn't it? It's been good battles all up and down. So it's mad that we're only 5 minutes into this race. So much has happened already.
Yeah, it has. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Don't forget to get in the comments on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Fastest lap of the race.
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Pete Harrod does a 103.1. That's a new fastest lap of the race. He's only 1.1 seconds behind Reese Cashmore now, and starting to hungrily chase him down.
Peter John Marr saying that he's just got a win on Warzone, which is quite difficult, as Max Chambers does overtake Tom Illingworth for 5th place. But yeah,
nice.
so well done to...
there's a bit of contact
there
as
was.
well.
Ouch. Oh, was he lost it? Has Tom lost it there?
No, I think they... Well, I didn't see him lose it, but...
No, he's back.
I think he just had to back out of it. I think this is one of those mods where, because this isn't a track that comes with Assetto Corsa, I think this is one of those mods where if you go like significantly off track, it actually slows you down quite a significant amount. So that's probably what happened there, because he did get fully on the grass.
Hello to Alan on the comments as well. Thanks for joining us, my friend.
Hello, Alan.
So 9 minutes left of this, and already craziness going on absolutely everywhere. Let's check in with Kyle Peters at the minute, because he's now starting to look at Ollie Evans, and he's sticking with him as well. So he's going to start now figuring out.
Yeah, I think that the entertainment's going to come from Pete Harrod and Reese Cashmore. Pete is right on his tail now. It's less than half a second. I wonder if he's close enough for a tow. There's Reese going defensive as well as they head down towards the chicane. Looks like he's got that one covered for now. Is Pete going to dare it on the outside?
Oh.
No. Oh, Reese cuts the grass a little bit there. Manages to get away with it.
Look at that exit as well that Pete's just got.
Yeah, there you go. Is he going to have a look around the outside? This corner is so wide and so long that you can do it. Of course, people know this track pretty well because it's quite a staple on iRacing, and he obviously does quite a lot of stuff on iRacing.
Yeah.
Speaking of iRacing, after this series is finished, we are going to be running a Formula 3 series on iRacing. Still broadcast, doing that whole thing. Exactly as you see now, but it's bigger car. I think nicer tracks in terms of like how they look and how they're modeled and everything. The Dallara Formula 3 car that they'll be racing is awesome as well, as we see Pete Harrod overtake Reese Cashmore for 2nd place.
Nicely done.
Tony Draper is 8 seconds ahead.
See you later, Tony.
Yep. He really likes this car, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's really got to it. Stu Nunnan struggled quite a bit with this car. He's nowhere to be seen today for whatever reason.
He's working, unfortunately.
Oh, is he working? Bless him.
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier.
That'll be what it is then. I'm sure he'll be knocking on my door later for a game of Fortnite. Not in real life, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But yeah.
That's it though, man. I had to drive somewhere today, and I drove past Princess Park, and I couldn't believe how many people were in that park, not social distancing.
Insane, isn't it?
Stay at home, people.
The message is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. We're watching Reese Cashmore in 3rd.
Leon Chambers making his way up behind him now as well. This is not over at all.
No, it's not. And there's still plenty of time left as well. iRacing, by the way, is that moddable?
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, great.
No,
Excellent.
It's not. You can do car skins and stuff like that, but iRacing is a lot more locked down than Assetto Corsa. So the trade-off is only get the tracks that they provide, but the trade-off is that they're all laser scanned, they're all absolutely brilliant. They feel right, they look right, all the proportions are the same as they should be in real life, and the cars are the same.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
I'll figure out a way to get a Century Sim sticker in on track. I guarantee you.
Well, I should say as well, if there's anybody out there that is on iRacing and that wants to join us, drop a note in the comments and I'll tell you how to find it. So, or actually, if you join the Discord for this, there's a link in there for the F3 series.
Yes, you can do that. centurysim.co.uk/esports.
The idea that I've got for that series as well is that by signing on, you'll be part of sort of Team Century Sim, and then when it comes time to do the special events like Le Mans and the 24 Hours of Spa or Daytona or whatever, then we can use that pool to split everyone into teams. And then you'll race under the Century Sim Racing banner, and
yeah,
there you go.
Of course. Sounds absolutely awesome. Watching Ollie Evans at the minute, just kind of minding his own business and not really getting involved with anyone just yet, but as we've seen before, I'm sure he will get his elbows out once he gets an opportunity.
Yeah, I suspect that race 2 is going to be the time for him to shine, because
we need to be watching Classic Kyle right now as well. Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
There he is.
He's attacking Andy Archer quite a bit. So I just want to keep eyes on this.
it's great to see Kyle finding so much speed over the last week. I must say, he's clearly been practicing. He's clearly got a good handle on this car now, which is absolutely brilliant. It's what we want to see from everyone.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Fastest lap of the race to Tony Draper, or 102.956.
There it is. To be expected, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So where's Pete now? Still being attacked by Reese Cashmore. This battle for second and third and fourth is absolutely nose to tail right now.
Yeah, there's no way it's over, and there's still 5 minutes left, so plenty of time, really, for these guys to take a chunk out of each other before this race is done, as we are watching Reese right now going for a move on Pete Harrod.
I think Pete's got the line, though. It's an awkward place to overtake because it's so fast and it narrows so quickly.
It's that bit, isn't it? It's that bit of the track that's like seems to be so long, and you can't put the power on too early.
Yeah, you really want to try and be on the inside going into the chicane if you're going to be alongside, because I think these cars are having no trouble getting alongside, which is absolutely brilliant. That's what you want, is for them to be wheel to wheel. And of course, they have DRS, but everyone has DRS and they can use it whenever they like, so there's no advantage one way or the other. Having said that, though, one of Tony's big tricks that makes him so quick in this car is he's able to get the DRS open earlier than everybody else. So his speed mid-corner is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Kyle may have took a tumble somewhere because he's now down to 9th behind Tommy Lingworth and Andy Archer, which is a shame. Shout out to James Stokes as well. Sorry, mate, we're just watching him. Giving it is the best he can in race 1. If it ends like this, James is going to start first. So maybe this is his method. Maybe he knows and he's working it out. But good for him. Good to see him here. 3 minutes left. These guys want to start improving and you know, taking themselves that little bit further. They kind of need to do it now. But you know, it's such a short track this as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of laps. I must say, it's an odd thing. Like I've really realised this doing so many laps of Le Mans. Is doing an hour around Le Mans is so much easier than doing an hour around a track like this, because on a track like this, which is much shorter, it's so repetitive and you're constantly going through turn 5. You know, if you're struggling with a particular corner, you have to do that corner. In an hour, you'd have to do that corner, I mean, the better part of 60 times, whereas at Le Mans, because it's a 3.5 minute lap, you know, you only have to do it 17 or 18 times. So
yeah,
the penalty for not being good around a particular corner is much lower at a longer track.
See, Leon is catching Reese right now. Oh, he's gone for it as well. Can he make it stick? He probably can. He's got a good exit there.
Yeah, looks like it.
That was nice. That was really nice by Leon.
I must say, the better these guys have gotten to know this car, the better the racing has gotten. It's been unreal. I must say, this has been a really, really good follow-on from Silverstone last week. It would have been a shame if we'd had such a good round last week and then they didn't deliver again. But they absolutely have in this race. I think the reverse grid is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So if that happens right now, James Stokes is going to be 10th. Kyle will be 3rd. Tom Illingworth will be second, and then 3rd, so on. So it could be quite interesting. It always does spice it up. It certainly did last time I'd done this with you, James. So I'm looking forward to it again.
Absolutely. Oh, race 2 is always the one.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well, just so you know that when we are back, and if you're enjoying it and stuff, it'll let you know when we're live. And sometimes it may be both of us, sometimes it may be one of us. So we'll see how it goes.
It's nice that it's both of us. I did this last week.
I enjoy this. I just want to try and keep it that way if we can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So once Century Sim's back open again, we need like a little studio. That's what we need to do.
Oh, that's no problem at all. We can easily organise something like that.
You know, just like a little setup there with everything on.
Cool. So we are heading into the final minute of this race. I'm just going to have a look at where Tony is now. He's heading towards... I think there will be one more lap after this one, judging by it, because Tony's gone through turn 3 and 4. He's heading down the straight towards the bus stop now. So we'll definitely get another lap in.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some action from Reese Cashmore, though, before this race is done, if I'm honest with you. He's
Reese down in 5th.
Yeah. Look at the two chambers there together as well.
Yeah.
Nice to see them.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. The action is Reese on Max Chambers now. Can he make a move stick into the chicane? He's looking up the inside. Does he have the line? He does make it stick.
A little
well
bit of a
done.
bump. Yeah, well done there, but
Yeah, well done. That was a good move. Good move from Reese Cashmore.
riding the
moving up to
curbs
fourth place.
aggressively as well, which is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done to Reese.
Tell you what, this race has really delivered so far. Oh, I don't know if I've told you this, but the final round at Brands Hatch, we're going to have the 2 sprint races like we are tonight, but we're also going to have an extra 20-minute feature race.
Excellent.
Which has its own set of championship points.
Oh, okay. Oh, that spices things up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, 50 points up for grabs.
Well, that'll be interesting. When's that? Do we know? We got a date for when that is?
Yes, it's not next Saturday. So we're at Imola next Saturday, and then we're at Brands Hatch Indy the weekend after.
Great track. I love Imola as well. That's
Yeah,
gonna be some fun.
an absolute brilliant track. It's native to Assetto Corsa as well, so it's done really well.
Excellent. Final lap then. Watching Tony Draper say slowly, but casually is the word. Bring it around, bring it home to win race 1.
Yeah,
you see,
slowly is definitely not the word.
No, it's not the word. He's not had much has put up much of a fight really. I'm sure he's enjoyed that.
Absolutely marched off. So here he comes then. Tony Draper crosses the line to win race 1 of round 10 of the Century Sim Racing Esports Series. This is Watkins Glen. Just having a look at Pete Harrod coming around the final corner. It's nice to have him back, of course. He's missed a few rounds this season, but he's still managed to put a good haul of points on the table. He finishes P2. Leon Chambers comes across the line to finish P3, followed by Reese Cashmore, who made a good move on Max Chambers in 5th. Where's Andy Archer coming through to finish 6th?
Chaos. Oh, Max James is upside down. There we go. Awesome stuff. Andy Archer finishing 6th there. Tom Illingworth as well, bringing it home for 7th. Ollie Evans then facing the other way. Has he crossed the line? He's going backwards. Check this out.
Who's that?
Ollie Evans.
Is that legal?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, there he goes.
Gonna find out.
And he's crossed the line. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Certainly was. And absolute scenes going on as Kyle tries to murder everyone. That's race 1 done. So that you see in the top corner. Reverse that the other way round. That is going to be the grid for the next race, which is starting very shortly. So it's going to be James Stokes, Kyle Peters, Ollie Evans, Tom Illingworth, Andy Archer, Max Chambers, Reese Cashmore, Leon Chambers, Pete Harrod and Tony Draper. That is your grid for race 2, which is going to be starting very, very shortly. This is always a great part. See some donuts going on and stuff. Lovely. Don't forget to get on the comments there and let us know what you thought of that. Who was your driver of that session as well? Be interested to know. Action everywhere.
It's got to be Tony Draper, isn't it? I mean, like, the dominance of that win was unbelievable.
Yeah, you can't head held high and just walked on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I probably would agree with that. But then, you know, there was a lot of potential from everybody else there, especially in the midfield. That just was not stopping, which was great to see.
Yeah, we do like the battles, don't we?
We do love a good battle. We do indeed. Ran out of Pringles.
Oh,
that's
no.
a problem. Yeah, that's a problem.
Have you got enough coffee?
Yeah, well, it's halfway down, so yeah, I'd say so. But we can replace that with, I've got Jack Daniel's honey in there, so never know.
Of course you do.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how we go. See how we get on. You know what I mean? Shout out to me dad, by the way, James. He'll be watching. He watches religiously. Say hi to me dad, please.
Oh, absolutely. Hello, Lex's dad. We have met before.
Yeah, you have. You met at your place, not your house. It sounded dead weird.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it was at your place of work.
Oh, your dad comes around my house. I think
Sure
I think I met him at Team Sport as well. I've met him a few times.
Yeah, you have.
The big shout out to you, sir.
He's actually the secret to my success, to be honest with you. I just ride on his ideas.
Yeah, same for my dad, to be honest. Like, Big up to the dads out there.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Also, my mum, who is a hero. So, and the mums.
Yes.
The parents out there.
My mum's going to be watching this as well. I imagine, but she sort of moves in and out every now and again and does a little thing, and she's probably wanting to watch what she's watching at the minute. Prison Break. She'd be screaming to watch that. So. Oh, and if I don't mention Andy as well, he's going to start getting a cob on, so I need to mention my brother as well.
Hello.
There we go. So, nearly ready to rock and roll, aren't we, for the second race? That's Kyle. Is Kyle Peters first? No, he's not. James Stokes, obviously. What am I talking about?
James Stokes is first, Jack.
So, there we go. I'm looking forward to this one. I don't know where to look. Hopefully I try and I catch it all for you guys. Just do remember that there's so many people on the track.
On the Assetto Corsa remote thing, if you click through the TV cameras options, it gives you a really cool helicopter cam.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we're on it now,
which is really nice. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I didn't know it done that until accident a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah, same.
So this is what we're going to use, I think.
Hello to Nick Broadbent in the comments. Nice to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure. Waiting for the lights to go out for race 2. Here we go then. So, James Stokes is on pole. Kyle Peters in second. What have we got from the start? Lights out and away we go. Great start from Ollie Evans by the looks of things. He makes up a place pretty early doors. Is that James Stokes still in the lead? Ollie Evans looking interested up the inside. Got to keep it tidy. Bit of a squeeze. That is James Stokes running a little bit wide at turn 1. What have we got here? Ollie Evans. Is that Ollie Evans up into the lead? Oh, there's a crash there.
Oh, no. That's Kyle. That's Kyle.
Across.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
People. There's Tony Draper. Oh, no.
What's gone on there?
Tony Draper looking the wrong way. We haven't heard a peep from him all night, and now he's facing the wrong way. Absolutely. That's a brutal place for that to have happened as well.
Kyle and Pete now down at the bottom. Yeah, we're back on. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, so Ollie Evans has outbraked himself, and he's had a massive spin coming out of the bus stop.
Oh wow! See, these reverse grids, man. They just cause absolute scenes. So James Stokes still in the lead at the minute. He's fending off Andy Archer. He's going to have to do it now, otherwise he's going to lose that first place before the first lap's over.
Yep, Andy Archer dives up into the lead. That's a good move from him. I tell you what, he is going to be absolutely licking his lips at this. He's going to know that 2 of his big rivals have been taken out near the start. And all he's got to do now is march off and build as much of a gap as he can, because Pete Harrod has got a load of traffic between him. And Reese Cashmore is up there as well. Max Chambers was no slouch in the last race as well. So James Stokes holding his own. He runs a little bit wide there. Yeah, loses a position. Loses a couple more positions. Pete Harrod is who I'm looking at the moment.
Yeah,
he's got a good run on Reese Cashmore. He's just got to keep it on the inside so that he's got the line.
It's just all going on everywhere. Yeah, Pete's... there. Look at this.
I don't think I'm in the server anymore.
Have you just dropped out of the server?
Yep. Keep commentating. I'll be back.
I will. Absolutely. So we're watching Pete Harrod. Reese Cashmore behind him. Really starting to get his elbows out a little bit against that polka dot green car that Pete's driving. Look, they're keeping it clean, though. Keeping it as clean as they can be. I'm trying to find a decent camera for you. There you go. See what I mean? Look at that. You've got... Who's that behind them? It's that Leon as well. Oh, yeah. So, get in the comments. What did you think of that? We've got Kyle is in the pit. It looks like he's probably give up. No, he's not. He's back out. Is he back out? Yeah, he's back out. Let's check in with... Yeah, he's there.
Your boy is back.
You're back. Oh, good. Good. So, I'm glad you're back.
So Max Chambers is keeping Andy Archer pretty honest at the front there. Pete was a little... yeah, so Pete's got past Reese Cashmore then. I missed that.
Tony Draper getting fastest lap. So it'd be interesting.
3.2. So he's 11 seconds behind James Stokes now. Of course, pole sitter for this race. But we'll see what Tony's got. There's still plenty to play for. But that is really costing him the chance to get the outright win and 25 points.
So absolute scenes, isn't it? I thoroughly enjoyed the start of this race, and it's always good to see Tony Draper move up and start pinging people off, you know, as he goes. I really wanted Kyle to do well this weekend.
Right. So know this: if Tony Draper takes the outright win today, he will win the championship.
Oh wow! So he's got to win this race because he's got the last one, so he's just got to win this one.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to work out where he needs to finish in this race in order to win the championship.
I can never do that, that always confuses me. So I'm watching Max Chambers now. He's looking at Andy Archer for what will be first place.
So Tony needs to finish 6th. In fact, actually, do you know what? This has actually set itself up brilliantly. Tony is currently 7th, and he needs 1 place to finish to win the championship. So 8 seconds behind the guy in front of him. That is the gap he's got to make up, and that will mean that he wins the championship.
Kyle is now. Kyle's 2 laps down now as well. We just seen first and second place go past him to lap him for the second time while he was facing the other way on the track. It's a shame to see that. He's struggling a little bit. I'll have a little chat with him at the end.
Do you know what? There is a big part of me that is super tempted to jump into the driver's voice chat and just tell them that Tony needs 1 more place to win the championship. He seems to be making the time up pretty quickly, to be fair.
It would be good if we could, get like audio clips. We need like a second producer or something that can clean the audio and just give it to us, and we can play.
Yeah,
that would be a lot of fun. Let's check in with him right now. Where is he? There he is. He's got nothing really to worry about. Yeah, we're looking at Tony Draper. He's got nothing to worry about at the minute.
Yeah, he's pulling this time in super easily as well, I must say. So yeah, 5 and a bit seconds down. He's pulling in James Stokes pretty quickly, I'd say. So James Stokes through the other side of the chicane as Tony Draper enters it. This is a literal hunt for the championship that we are watching now.
It's exciting, this.
Didn't expect this, I must say.
The way things just turn out, eh?
Yeah.
So look, we've still got the top 4 drivers there, pretty close together.
Yeah,
so
they're all doing similar times. They're all going between a 103.4 and a 103.7, so there's nothing to choose between any of them. Let's see what sort of time. James Stokes does a 106.1 with Tony behind him doing a 103.5. So he's taken 2.5 seconds out of him there, and the gap now is 3.5 seconds. So that is Tony marching his way towards the DTM championship title.
Does he get a trophy?
To be honest, I haven't thought that far.
I think he should get a digital trophy. I'll make him one.
Yeah,
I'll have a Pringles box.
Yes, I think a digital trophy is a good shout, actually. Maybe do him a little certificate or something that he can throw into a frame. In fact, that's what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what.
Everyone loves certificates, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? It's something to put up and look at. I have 3. Just saying.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. So my camera is currently trained on Max Chambers right now. Of course, for Tony to win the championship, he obviously needs to get past James Stokes. That is predicated on the idea that Andy Archer is going to win this race, which at the moment, with 8 and a bit minutes to go, he is, because he's in the lead. But I think that's about to be a moot point, because Tony, as far as I can see, is right on the back of James Stokes now. They're both heading down towards turn 2 and turn 3, winding up the hill and heading down towards the bus stop. I can see Ollie Evans in the background there as well. So, what are you watching, Lex?
I'm watching Max Chambers at the minute.
Right, okay. Put the camera onto Tony Draper right now, because this guy's about to make an overtake.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So here they come.
This is for him to win the championship as well.
This is a championship-winning move right now. So here he comes. He's looking up the inside to the left-hander towards the end of the lap. He looks like he's got the move done. Tony Draper moves into the position that he needs to win this championship. It's been an absolutely spectacular drive all weekend and all season long. Boy, has he richly deserved this.
So if he stays there, he has won the DTM championship, Century Sim Racing. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can keep it there and doesn't drop out of a server. That would be amazing. Why have I said that? Why have I said that?
Let's not commentators curse him
Why have I just said that? Always happens.
You know what, it didn't even occur to me that might be a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to turn my mic off and go outside.
Yeah, that's it. You've ruined it. You've ruined it.
Don't blame me.
Right, so the gap in front of him now is 10 seconds to Leon Chambers. But I tell you what, I'm super made up for Tony. He's driven so well this season. 2 rounds to go, of course. Sorry, 3 rounds to go. 3 loads of points to go. If it stays the way that it is now, he will take the full 25 points, and that will mean that he is exactly 75 points ahead in the championship, and that'll mean that he can't, even if he didn't race for the rest of the season and Andy Archer won absolutely everything. Leon Chambers has had an issue there, and Tony takes another position. He moves up to P5.
That was an easy one for him, wasn't it?
That'll mean that even though they're tied on points at the end of the season, Tony's got so many wins that it's on countback he's going to take it. So, yeah, a couple of places lost for Leon Chambers there. 117.8. Boy, that hurts.
Don't forget, if you want to get involved in all of this, you can. centurysim.co.uk/esports. Exciting new things ahead in the future post-lockdown. Yes, it's going to be amazing. So get yourself there, get signed up, get involved, have some fun. Just like Kyle done last week. And he's in the pits now. I don't know whether he's give up.
Yeah, he says in the comments that he's wrecked his tyres, so he's
what a shame.
Early. Okay, here's a question for you. As I'm watching Pete Harrod hunting down Andy Archer for the win of race 2, this whole thing with the Formula E driver Daniel Abt cheating in the last Formula E virtual race. What do you think of that?
I haven't heard about that. Explain about
Have
that. Just very quickly, bear with me. Max Chambers taking, he's attempting to take Reese for third.
There he does. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so the story is Daniel Abt, right? Audi Works driver, drives for the Audi Formula E team. He's won a bunch of races with them and everything. He helped them win a constructors title, etc. I think it was last week's virtual Formula E race, he came third, right? And his results haven't been brilliant up until this point. But then he came third. And in the interview afterwards, they interview the top 3 drivers. He wasn't there, because he said that he had some technical issue or whatever.
Right.
So Ollie Rowland won the race. How was that for you? Yeah, blah blah blah, not too bad. Stoffel Van Dorn came second, and the question was something like, "Okay, Stoffel, so how was that? You had a really nice battle with Daniel. Did you enjoy that?" And Stoffel was kind of like, "Yeah, well, to be honest, me and a couple of the other guys are not sure that was him." And it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, and he got a professional sim racer to race for him. And if you watch the footage, because they all have a camera on them, if you watch the footage, his microphone is obscuring his face, so you can't see that it's not him.
Oh.
So since then, this whole thing came out. He admitted to it immediately. His excuse was that we were going to make a video about it and like a big reveal and do a whole thing for social media. But everyone's gone, no, that was a terrible idea. That's clearly cheating. So what you're going to do as a punishment is you're going to go and donate 10,000 euros to a charity. And he said, yep, no problem. Went and did it, no problem at all.
Well, fair play for that.
2 days later, Audi dropped him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is no longer an Audi Works driver. That's his Formula E career over unless he can find another drive.
Well, that was a bit silly.
Yeah, I know, right? So how do we feel about that? Do you think Audi were right to be so harsh on him?
I know, but at the same time, it depends, doesn't it? I mean, if he was to do something like that, I don't.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
The argument there for me is that it's. I know it's just a game or whatever. Although anyone that says that to me, how dare you? For all that it's not real. The consequences aren't the same, etc. The racing is just as real. And like we saw with Simon Pagenaud having saying he was going to take out Lando Norris in the Indy 500. The thing you've got to consider is that was broadcast on television.
Yeah.
There were sponsors involved. People were taking it seriously.
Money was involved.
If you're not taking it seriously, doesn't mean that it's not serious.
Yeah, I know. That's what I agree with. And
yeah, and Daniel Abt in that moment was he wasn't just playing a game with his mates. He was representing Audi as a brand.
Yep.
He was representing the whole of Formula E. They were raising money for UNICEF, so in a way he's representing them as well. So he's badly let everybody down there, and himself ultimately.
Yeah, I'm really shocked at that. To be honest, I'm going to look into that when this finishes.
It's a hell of a story.
Wow, I know. Don't know what to say about that. Yeah. Other than Toto Wolff. What about that? Let's talk about that.
What about Toto Wolff? Sorry.
Stepping down from Mercedes.
Is he?
Yeah. Do you not know this?
No, I've not heard this.
Oh, yes. And that's Pete Harrod taking first place with 1 minute 40 left.
Oh, Oh boy, I'm looking in all the wrong directions. So Pete Harrod, absolutely brilliant. Do you know what? This is what this guy does. He comes along and he makes waves super quietly. We can't get him on comms at the end because he's not on a headset and he's not online right now. So
right.
We're gonna let for now the race winner go quietly into the night. I'll tell you who's not gonna let him go quietly into the night is Andy Archer. He's gonna keep chasing hard, isn't he? It's been an absolutely brilliant battle from these two.
Yeah, he's been very consistent, hasn't he? And that overtake from Peter Harrod was the result of being very patient over the last 10 minutes, to be fair. So hopefully he can keep it there, and he's got himself a win. However,
touch wood,
Tony Draper is still in a position to win the championship right now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dusted from here.
Although he is now looking at Max.
Yeah, he's hunting. I think Max Chambers had a bit of a moment going through turn 1 and a bit of a spin. That's put Tony right on his tail. So I think, are we going to be on the last lap now? Yes, I think we might just be on the last lap. It'll be personally, I hope that we squeeze one more in because I'd like to see Andy chasing Pete.
There's Tony Draper taking 4th place from Max, it seems. Yes, and he's nailed that. Wow. Just comes alive, doesn't he, Tony?
Yeah, he's got a solid command of the situation these days, isn't he? A champion. This has been the drive of a champion all night. Super
100%.
Unlucky at the start, but you know, all you can do. It's like Vettel in 2012, isn't it? He got.
And the Archer's just binned it into the wall. Oh, he's back on,
no.
but yeah, he's fell far back now from Pete.
Oh no. And that's put him in sight of Reece Cashmore as well. Yeah, he's lost a few seconds there, isn't he? But yes, do you remember that Brazilian Grand Prix from 2012? Sebastian Vettel needed to finish something like 6th.
Yeah,
to win the championship, and he got turned around by Bruno Senna taking a big fat lunge up the inside.
Yeah, I remember that.
Boy, I don't think I've ever been as tense as I was watching that race.
I can imagine.
God, I can't wait for Vettel to be at Mercedes next year. You know.
Do you think that's happening?
I'm just being positive, Lex. I need this.
Oh well, that'll be interesting.
I don't see, to be honest, I really don't see why it can't happen.
No, me neither. And a lot of people are saying the same, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it's something that people want as well. So.
Oh, definitely.
Some people don't. Some people do.
No, I definitely do. I think that would be amazing if that was the way.
Yeah. So back to the matter at hand. I'm watching Pete Harrod coming round the final corner to complete a win in race 2 of the Century Sim Racing DTM series. That's great points for him. He's going to be absolutely pleased, absolutely made up about that. So Pete Harrod finishes first.
Well done, Pete.
Andy Archer comes home in 2nd.
And we're going to see all kinds of chaos.
Reece Cashmore in 3rd. Tony Draper 4th. Leon Chambers 5th.
Tony Draper's upside down. I love this bit. So there we have it then. So that means this man in the pit lane there with his little pit guy who looks really, really bored has won the Century Sim DTM Championship. So it'd be good to have.
So the outright win goes to Pete Harrod tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pete Harrod is our outright winner.
Well done to Pete.
Yep. So the final results as they stand then. So Pete Harrod is your winner. Tony Draper is P2. He takes. Let me just double check that he takes the championship. Where did Andy Archer finish? So he finished 4th. Right, let me just do the quick maths before I shoot my mouth off here. So Tony comes 2nd, Andy Archer comes 4th. Do you know what? He doesn't win the championship.
Doesn't he? Oh, why?
No.
Oh my god.
It's by 1 point. He needed Andy to hold on to the win to stop him winning the championship.
That was an anticlimactic end to this race.
Oh boy, I can't believe that. Do you know what? As well, I just for Tony's socials, I was giving it all that big talk about what a brilliant championship it's been and blah blah blah. That was totally for his socials, and oh, I can't believe it. Right, let's get him on. Let's talk him through the roller coaster ride that we've been dealing with.
Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea.
So, right. I'll tell you what, that was exciting.
Yeah, it really was.
Tony Draper, how was that for you?
Frustrating.
Oh man, do you want to know something? Right. Before we talk about your race and how it felt and everything, we spent a good chunk of that broadcast going, all he needs to do is take this one place and then he will win the championship, right? But that was predicated on Andy winning the race, and he got overtaken like 2 laps from the end. So you haven't won the championship. You need one more.
God. Oh yeah, thanks for that, mate. Just fling some curry powder in my eye, why don't you?
when you watch the replays, you'll see that I've given it all this big talk so that it sounds great when you post it on social media. But of course, you don't get to use it now. I promise I'll do it again next week.
Oh man, what a batty! Yeah, I don't know what happened in race 2, but somebody lost it going up the hill, and there was just nowhere I could go. Yeah, they seemed to be flying. I thought I might even go underneath them for a second, but didn't happen, and then that was it. Yep. Race over. But I had a little tussle with Max at the end, and we went side by side into the bus stop. That got a little hairy, but yeah, that's all I could do, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was a good drive, and while we thought you were about to win the championship, it was full of drama.
They're out, and by the time the end of lap 1 came around, it was they'd fought themselves back 3 or 4 seconds slower than they should have been. So that just let me get away, and then I just had to keep it clean.
Well, I mean, it was an absolutely brilliant drive. You gapped the field consistently every lap, and yeah, it was a flawless drive. And we were gutted when you got taken out in totally by accident, but taken out in race 2.
Yeah, I was going to say
we do love the drama though. It meant that we got a great battle for the lead all the way through.
Yeah, that was really exciting. I was kind of keeping an eye on the times on the top left, and obviously Andy was relaying information back. Yep. That was kind of interesting. And we were listening to the SpaceX launch commentary from where we were going.
We did speak about that.
Yeah, it was really fun to hear it, and hopefully it seems to have been a success. So that's
awesome.
Good news.
Yeah. Well, there are now people in space, so jobs the good one, I suppose.
More people in space, yes, indeed. Privately, absolutely amazing. Yeah.
It's crazy, that isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, not so.
Yeah. I'm gutted that I missed it. Actually, it was so inconvenient that it decided to be weather in Florida the other day.
Yeah, I know. I was watching the countdown and I thought, we got to get race. Yeah. And I'm never like, oh, I got to get race. I want to see the launch. But
imagine you get to go racing like crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm trying to get Andy Archer into commentary so that I can tell him what he's done to you tonight.
Well, I'll jump out. I'll jump into the voice chat and get him to come on.
Okay, nice one.
Thanks, mate. You know, it's funny because it's like he's going off to go and get Andy Archer, and you know when you're like in school, it's like next person in, please, and then you have to go and get that person and bring him in. Right then, James. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Don't forget to click that little notification bell, like and subscribe as well. We're going to be back for round 11 of the Century Sim Racing DTM series at Imola next week. I'm looking forward to that one, Jim. So until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for having me, and we'll see you soon. Good night. Take care.